Subscribe to this channel, follow me on Instagram and send me a DM over there and you get a chance to win an iPhone, a Samsung phone or even a Casio watch. Yes, this is our first ever giveaway and we're giving it away to one of you lucky subscribers. So do subscribe and follow me on Instagram to win the iPhone. Thanks for watching.
Hi guys, welcome to Ashish Masih Cars. Here on, you will get to see some amazing content where we would explain variants, showcase special variants and walk around videos of all those variants of vehicles which are not top trims but base variants, which usually you don't get to see in other channels. Because mostly automotive journalists get to review top trims only. So that's why we are bringing to you this amazing video. With me today here is the EcoSport Titanium, which is two variants below the top trim. Firstly, let me tell you the amazing thing about this car is that it has helped a lot in promoting the compact SUV segment. The very first compact SUV used to be the Premier Rio, but the real charm came with the Ford EcoSport, so it's definitely a trendsetter. And from here on, let's give you an overview of the front profile. Firstly, you can see this is the headlight unit, a dual barrel headlight unit, one projected and one halogen, which is for the high beam. Here's the LED DRL and the seam strip underneath here is full blackened. A little below, you see the fog lamp unit and turn indicators, dual tone bumper and Ford's signature grille you see here with a big air dam and the big Ford logo mounted at the center. Going further down, this here is an impression of a skid plate, but it's not an actual one. As I show you further below, this variant gets a wind deflector for sure. There are many character lines visible as you see here on the bonnet, for example. Now let me go on to the side profile. Since this vehicle comes under the sub 4 meter compact SUV segment, it certainly gets tax relaxation. Here you see that it gets normal alloy wheels in single tone, which has been there on the Ford EcoSport for a long time. The tire section includes 205 by 60 radial 15-inch tires. There are character lines on the wheel arch as well, but no plastic cladding on the wheel arch. Here you see quite a big A-pillar and electrically adjustable ORVMs. And here is the capacitive keyless entry. The moment I touch it, the turn indicators start blinking, which means it's unlocking the vehicle. The window area is quite large and below here is the plastic cladding. A quick glance at the C-pillar here and there's a quarter mirror which doesn't come in other vehicles under this segment. On the top are these functional roof rails with screws on them that can be tightened. Below here is the fuel lid. Now on to the rear profile, which includes a split taillight unit, half on the C-pillar area and the rest on the tailgate. And below that is the Ford EcoSport logo. Further down here is the dual tone bumper again and 4 parking sensors so that you don't face any hassles while reversing the vehicle. In fact, Ford offers rear camera in this variant too. Here is the reflector unit, reverse park light. This variant's spare wheel looks something like this. The defogger unit is placed here. And this wiper set here. Above here is the high mounted stop lamp and this here is the center antenna. No shark fin antenna. The titanium TDCI badge here. Here you get a large boot and its gate opens sideways unlike upwards. Well, it's a subjective choice. Many like it sideways, and many prefer tailgate that opens and closes in the usual upward direction. A positive point here is that since the spare wheel is attached at the back, it ensures a more solid rear crash safety. This section here has been given a narrow treatment in the form of a C shape to avoid unnecessary scratch on the luggage, allowing more hassle-free loading space. So basically, you can store enough luggage without any scratches. It's a 352-liter boot. There's an illumination light here, and here is the parcel tray. Now let's close it and get inside the car. When you look from here, this is the capacitive touch. You don't need to press the button because there are sensors here. Dual tone treatment has been given here. Window buttons are here, and placed ahead of that are the ORVM controls in the form of a joystick. Available here is a small bottle holder, and here it's kind of an umbrella holder, but that's also a bottle holder actually, which is quite deep. These are 6-way adjustable seats. The steering wheel comes with mounted controls. The light switches are here. This is the automatic IRVM or auto dimming rear view mirror. And here is the Sync 3 technology inspired infotainment system, and its touch response is what I love personally. So I'll have to close the door. This screen starts up with Ford written on it, and I find its touch response to be the best in this segment. The buttons are here, and the well-placed ergonomics of this system make it easily approachable. The interior also gets a dual tone treatment. Enough space has been provided here. Let's have a look at its instrument cluster. The temperature and fuel gauges are shaped upside down in a hanging position actually, while the tachometer and speedometer are positioned straight like the regular and conventional ones. The MID is quite big. The steering mounted controls have been given a silver finish. The automatic climate control, it is partly shared with the Figo and the Aspire. Traction control on and off button here. 2 USB ports here and a 12-volt DC supply. The gear lever looks somewhat like this. 2 cup holders here, and just above it is the handbrake. The glove box here is not big but decent enough. Documents can be kept on the upper space and rest of your things below, which also comes with a pen holder. So yes, that's pretty much about the interiors. Well, that's the lock unlock button on this side, and the headlight leveling, all headlight adjustments here just below the driver side AC vent. Now I shall check out the back seat. And in fact, here in the front seat itself, I can feel sufficient space, be it the legroom, under thigh support, and even when I pull my legs apart, I can easily rest my legs. So won't be a problem in the long run, and neither are my legs oddly placed. Let's have a look what the back seat interior has to offer. Dual tone treatment, a speaker set, the grab rail here, and just one bottle holder and the door opener in silver finish. So this is how the backseat space looks like. Adjustable backseat headrests, and there's an armrest. This vehicle offers good under thigh support, and talking of space, it's decent enough. Ample legroom, but yet not the car with the most space in this segment. This portion neither has the rear AC vents nor the 12-volt DC supply. Over here there has been use of fabric, and on the ceiling is a regular sunroof, the compact one, and so far no compact SUV has till now got the full-fledged panoramic sunroof. Once again, look at the spacing. Under thigh support is quite enough, and the shoulder room is also very good. Adjustable headrests as I mentioned earlier, and over here a halogen reading lamp is offered. Now I'll get out of the car and sum it up with a small final walk around. So guys, this vehicle hasn't lost its charm as of yet, though we already know that other cars coming in this segment are more updated. but it still sells for its looks. It got a facelift in 2017-18 and still it doesn't look outdated. It looks quite aggressive and stands out with a good road presence, and believe it or not, this car offers the best drive in its segment, while its rivals still lag behind. Ford's suspension, Ford's handling, and Ford's resale value are the reasons that make this car quite famous. So guys, see you in another variant walk around video. As I go, request you to use the comment section to mention your story, experiences with Ford EcoSport or any other car for that matter. Well, until another variant explainer video soon, it's a goodbye.